Well, that just happened. Crawford KO in the 4th round against Kell Brook. Let's get into this. Yo guys, welcome back to Off the Canvas Boxing. If you haven't done it already, please like and subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Also follow me on social media, Off the Canvas Boxing on Instagram, that would be amazing. Alright, this is my sort of reaction to Terence Crawford versus Kell Brook. And Kell, man, man, I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed. We'll get into each of the rounds, and Kell started off, pretty good. Started off good. He had a really good tactic. Tried to read his opponent and try to mirror his opponent, but it all went tits up. And round one, they were both sort of feeling each other up, throwing. It was barely any punches, to be fair. I think in the first 2 minutes it was pretty much 0 punches. Afterwards it was, but I could tell there was a lot of thinking. And what I mean by that is it was a lot of movement, head movement, thinking about what the next shot was, what the next angle was into strike as well. So from Kell's perspective, he done really well. He sort of kept on the jab, done a couple of bits, and just about won that round, but there was not barely any punches thrown. It was more like sizing each other up. Second round, in a nutshell, and also in the first round, Crawford, usually he comes in on a southpaw stance. This time came in an orthodox stance, which is, I don't know whether that threw Kell off or whether he was sort of expecting it, because it happens, and Kell's been here for quite some time, 34 years of age. And he's been sparring hundreds of people, Kid Galahad, etc. Billy Joe Saunders, who's southpaw, and Kid Galahad is orthodox fighter. From Kell's perspective, it don't really make much of a difference. Although it is another thing to think about. Like I said, first round I gave it to Brook, 10-9. Second round, pretty much similar to the first round, but you could see that Crawford picked up the pace slightly, and Brook kind of started catching him with a few right hands, but nothing too stinging, nothing too damaging, just a couple of feelers. Of course, then I had that second round down to Brook. So the first 2 rounds I gave it to Brook. The third round, going into the third round now, this one was probably the hardest round ever to call, because there were, at some points you could say, okay, Kell was throwing a couple more, and then at some points you could say that Crawford was throwing in a couple more. So I literally just done a 10-10, so I'm not even gonna lie. You could have flipped it either way. And now onto the crappy round, the 4th round. Oh man. Basically what happened in a nutshell, they were sort of do what they were doing in the third and second round. So sort of Kell was throwing a few right hands, and Crawford was sort of doing a lot of feints, hitting him with the double jab, doing like a few variations. So double jab, right hand, double jab, and then Kell was doing jab to the body, a couple of variations. But I think what happened was that they were sort of going around the ring a couple of times, and I think at one point when Kell was sort of stepping back, or was on the back foot, and he was sort of trying to, move in some sort of perpendicular type of angle where he kind of drags your feet across to the other side. I think he underestimated the distance between him and Crawford. And what happened is that Crawford came in and just started throwing. He threw the jab, which to be fair, that was a setup. So I can tell when he threw the jab, it wasn't like a jab on the spot, stinging to and hurt you. It was sort of a jab on to set something up, and so it was a jab, and it was a backhanded shot, because it's South, I'm going to say backhanded shot. But once he did that, Kell got knocked down. Afterwards, it was a down for, he came back up, you know, and then Crawford just came in, crash bang, wallop, bang, like literally he just went over him and went in for the kill. And this is what you should do. As soon as the fighters go down and you're hurt, you should go in and go for the kill. No messing around, no dilly-dallying. We went in and literally just gave Kell the KO afterwards. Kell afterwards then said to his training team, what happened? Like, what was the problem? Because it was so split second. Like, I didn't even know. Like, I was watching it. I don't even know if I was daydreaming, or it was so fast. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. And I really, like, I knew Terence had a lot of pace, but I really underestimated his pace, especially after this. He literally he sped it up, like, and the speed is what took him and got him the knockdown. It wasn't really the power, the technique, or the skill. It was more like all of those attributes combined with the speed. The speed killed Kell. And I don't know if he killed Kell because he's 34 years of age, but I don't know if he killed Kell because of the level of quality. You know what I mean? The quality difference. Gutted, man. Gutted for Kell. Really gutted for him. Like, they were talking about his trainer Dominic Ingram as well, and now a question's got to be asked. Like, why did you leave Dominic Ingram? Why did you not get the support of? Well, we all know what's going on with the Eddie Hearn situation, but what's going on with Dominic Ingram? But of course, this is COVID regulation. But come on, man, this is like your number one fighter, or one of your number one fighters. Okay, going and having one of the biggest title fights of his life, alright? Up there with the Errol Spence and the Golovkin fight, alright? And probably his last ever, last chance saloon, you know what I mean? This was his sort of last dance, alright? I can't say he lost because of Dominic Ingram, because at the same time it was sort of a glimpse in concentration. This was a very good setup from Terence Crawford with the jab and then and the backhand afterwards. It wasn't Kell. In a nutshell, I would have gave him, up until that point, if I wanted to give him a marking out of 10, I would have gave him an 8 out of 10, 7.5, maybe 7 if you're being too harsh, but around that mark. And I'm going to give Crawford a 9, if not a 10, because Crawford started extremely slow and it was getting caught up a couple of times, so maybe even a 9 or a 10. But when he put the gas on, when he put the heat on, when he decided to make things and increase the intensity, it was only one winner in this, and that was Terence Crawford. So onwards and upwards for Kell Brook. Who should he fight next, mate? Who should he fight next? Yeah, that's a great question. We're probably fighting Mark DeLuca to fight Kell Brook, to fight Terence Crawford. I hope he doesn't fight people like Mark DeLuca, fighters like that. I want him to fight a meaningful fight in the next couple, but only if his mind's in it. If his mind's not in it, just retire and go about your business, you know what I mean? There's good fights out for him. Hopefully one of the big guys will pick him up, like, I don't know, maybe even a Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao doesn't really need him, but it would be a good warm-up fight for Manny Pacquiao, so to say. And also, if Kell, I wish you were thinking, but if Kell beats Manny Pacquiao, then maybe they can have that sort of match up with Amir Khan. But yeah, like I said at the beginning, please like, comment and subscribe. Also follow OTC Off the Canvas Boxing on Instagram as well. Also, we're trying to get to 1K subs, so if you guys can subscribe, that would be much appreciated. Yeah, man, it's a sad day, man. Peace, love, and prosperity, guys. I'll catch you guys in a bit. Peace.